Hi YouTube, today I'm gonna do for you a collected editions, Extremis. I got this book at Comic-Con, and I've been waiting until near towards the Iron Man 3 movie so I could review it. So, I am going to review it for you, and I hope you enjoy. So, the book starts out with a band of terrorists stealing a serum called Extremis. And Extremis basically is it's a super soldier serum that changes the blueprint of a person's structure. No, it changes the blueprints of the human repair center in the brain. And what that does is basically they program a set of blueprints that changes the body's structure. So the man violently reacts to this dose and is formed into a cocoon of scabs. Meanwhile, we have Tony Stark in his garage tinkering away at the Iron Man suits. He wants to create the Iron Man to be better, faster, and stronger than any of the previous Iron Man suits. Unfortunately, he can't work out how to make the Iron Man as a miniature model. Because basically, if any of you know from either the animated film, the animated series, or the films, you know that Tony has a case that he can use to put the Iron Man onto his body. Well, because he keeps needing to add more and more stuff to the suits, he can't make the suit more user-friendly. So Tony has to try and work out that part. He also has to work out what Iron Man symbolizes to him now. Because he meets John Pillager, a investigative filmmaker, who confronts him about the uses of Iron Man and Tony's past as a arms dealer. And he asks the question, is the Iron Man suit a defense unit, or is it a weapon? And Tony isn't really sure about what the Iron Man suit is. And that carries on throughout the 6-part issues about what Iron Man symbolizes and why it's still important and relevant to the world around him. So continuing on with the story, Tony gets a call from Future Farm by his friend Maya Hansen, and basically the two go to Sal, who, because they all met at a conference before Tony got kidnapped and became the Iron Man. Sal basically tells a very intriguing dialogue about psychedelic drugs that have basically been known to make hunters become better hunters, and also how both of them are controlled by, effectively, the government, the military, and all that kind of stuff. Because really, this comic is about the control of the government and the military, and how they impose their will onto the public. The book is very, very left-wing. Yeah, left-wing. And it's less of capitalist ideas. So, Mullen, meanwhile, starts exhibiting these superhuman powers. And he begins to start killing people as he makes his way to Washington, D.C. Tony then goes to fight Mullen off as Iron Man, and is completely and utterly killed in the resulting battle. So Tony goes to Future Farm again and takes an Extremis dose, which rewrites his blueprint, and he develops superhuman powers that allows him to effectively control satellites, create the undersheath for his armor, allows him to communicate with phones and that kind of thing. And he goes to defeat Mullen, and it ends with Tony arresting Maya because of her actions regarding the Extremis dose. So it turns out that she was the second person who had the key card to open the doors for Extremis. So the comic is pretty interesting on the basis of how the government controls, how the military and the government control the people, control their public. This book is highly left-wing politics. It's all about communist countries, and because America generally is regarded as a capitalist country. But when I went to go live out there for a year, some people did say that it was slightly more left-wing. So when I read the book, I kind of got that impression that this is more to do about America becoming more left-wing. And also, these corporations and government officials control Marlon, Tony, and Maya in such a way that they sort of struggle trying to break free from that kind of control. Like, they can't escape this system, and they're stuck within that system. Because Tony is in a position to break that cycle. And because Tony has both the contacts and sort of this attitude where he can walk away from military funding. And that is what he tries to do, and tries to get his company to understand. They don't need military funding. Whereas to another extreme, Marlon has no control and is brought down by the system itself. And that is very interesting. Also, we have Tony trying to look towards the future, and that is what, at the end of the book, the goal he has set himself about doing. He takes the Extremis dose to become the future that he wants to create. I'm now out of time, so that's my review about the book, and if you can, go read this book. It's very good. I shall